Hey everyone, welcome back around the corner for another episode of Draco's Weapon Corner. This time we're covering all of the spears we've collected up to date for Eris now that she's finally rejoined the party. We're first starting with Hanch's Spear, excuse me. At level 1, it starts off pretty damn strong with an attack power of 112 and a guard break of 140. I think that's probably one of our strongest starting weapons ever to date. Let's take a look at its abilities before we move on to level 4. Pact Partner Hanch's Spear. Traits. Excels at both physical and magical linear sweep attacks. With the magical spell Icicle Wings. Shards of blue ice pierce the enemy. Now, I don't think... Yeah, we've already finished the combos, so there's no new combos on this thing, but I will be showing the magic. But now let's see it at level 4. Alright, and as you can see at level 4, Hanch's Spear doesn't increase that much. With an attack power of 114 and a guard break of 148, it only goes up 2 attack points and, 8 guard break? It's still a lot stronger than any of the other spears we've picked up so far. And actually, Hanch's Spear is the 4th strongest spear in the game. So, still relatively good. Now let me show you its magical attack on the battlefield. Okay, and we're ready. Let's gather these guys up. As I did for Chapter 10's weapons, in Chapter 11 I'm going to be doing it here just because it's, well, the best area to do it, honestly. I like the camera angle. It's a little weird and jarring, but it goes well enough, and I killed a good chunk of them, so let's go to a more clustered area. Ow. Was that necessary? Do none of these knights know how to treat a lady? Goodness! I mean, granted, she has a spear and has every intent to kill all of them, but details who needs them, right? Ow. Alright, let's try... Ow. From here. Level 4! Cool. Alright, but with that out of the way, let's move on to our next spear. Alright, and next on the list is Sorrowborn. Now, Sorrowborn starts out a little weaker than Hanch's Spear. Damn it, I cannot get her name right. Anyway, it starts out a little weaker with an attack power of 84 and a guard break of 100. It might get stronger. We'll look into its abilities first, then look at it at level 4. Abilities. A Spear of Lovers Torn Apart. Traits. Possesses a great variety of attacks. Very powerful. With the magic Serpent's Fang, giant icicles erupt from the ground, impaling the enemy. Another ice spell. Interesting. But with that, let's see it at level 4. Alright, and as you can see at level 4, Sorrowborn increases dramatically. Its attack power goes from 84 to 126, and its guard break from 100 to 136. It has a weaker guard break than Hanch's Spear, but a stronger attack power. However, if you add up both the attack power and the guard break of this weapon and the attack and guard break of Hanch's Spear, you'll find that both values equal each other. So this weapon, Sorrowborn, and Hanch's Spear are tied for the 4th place strongest weapon. Or I should say the 4th strongest weapon. It really comes down to, do you want more attack power or more guard break again? Like the Mage's Promise Silver Butterfly issue that we had much earlier in the game. It also depends on what magic you want, because the 2 magic spells are different. They're both ice magic, but I'm going to show you Sorrowborn in actual combat, Serpent's Fang, so we can see if the magic spell looks any different or powerful. Okay, I think we're just about ready to reveal this power. Nice. At least the camera angle isn't a little difficult with this one. Alright. Whoops, wrong way. Okay, let's gather some more. Actually, I could probably just deal with these guys for now. Boom! Okay, for level 4, we need to get more clustered area of enemies. Let's see, I could go to the left area or stay in this cluster here. let's deal with this cluster, I guess. Nope. Ah, here we go. Yeah, now we're cooking with fire. That should be just right. I just gotta gather them up nicely and... Ow, and... Level 4! Cool. I think this one's better than Hanch's Spear. Alright, but let's move on to the next one. Alright, and our third spear is Seal Spear, Calamitous Dance. Now, Calamitous Dance starts really powerful with an attack power of 128 and a guard break of 102, and that's just level 1. I have a good feeling about this weapon, but let's take a look at its abilities. A legendary spear made by a master blacksmith. Has the potential to become the mightiest weapon of all. The magic is Tail of Envy. Ice spears pierce the enemy. Yet another ice attack. I'm seeing a trend here. Anyway, I'll be the judge of that mightiest weapon of all thing. I have charts. Well, it's not really charts, it's more of a list of weapons that I painstakingly researched after leveling every single weapon up, but that's irrelevant. Let's see this at level 4. Okay, and as you can see, Calamitous Dance gets a sizable increase in attack and guard break, with an attack of 156 and a guard break of 158. Calamitous Dance is actually the strongest spear in the game. This is her top weapon in every other spear that we're going to be going over in this, and later weapon corners aren't going to be up to snuff to this one. However, there's still magic to go over, and I just like going over the spears just so you can get a general overview of every weapon, in case if you want it, or if you're just, you know, trying to get 100% of the weapons and you want a little more information about them. But let's show Tail of Envy in battle. Okay, let's show level 1. Tail of Envy looks similar to Hanch's without the wonky, camera controls. Whoop. That's level 2. Okay, this one's a lot better. It bounces all over the place. It's kind of like, Blinding Tail, I think, was the one that was on, one of Auror's weapons. Which one was it? Lion Blade or Falcon Blade? I think it was Falcon Blade, but I could be wrong. Ow. And level 4! Boom! Oh my god, did it hit those enemies over there? Wow. Alright, magic isn't that strong, but its hits are pretty strong. But let's move on to our next spear, shall we? Alright, and spear number 4 is Osmondia's Might, or it could be pronounced Ozymandia, but I'm pretty sure it's Osmondia. Anyway, it has a price tag of 48,500 gold, an attack strength of 135, and a guard break of 108. It actually starts off stronger than Calamitous Dance on its first form, but let's see if its fourth form holds up candle to our almighty and powerful Calamitous Dance. Okay, and at level 4, Osmondia's Might doesn't increase by much, with an attack of 142 and a guard break of 114. Osmondia's Might is actually the 5th strongest spear in the game, but before you get Osmondia's Might, you get Hanch's Spear anyway, which is the 4th strongest spear in the game. So is Sorrowborn, but I don't think we get that till later, and I don't recall if we got that before this one. But regardless, you have a spear that is stronger than this one before this one even becomes available. So, it is definitely not worth your money. Unless it has... excuse me. Allergies again. Anyway, unless it has an ability that might save it. A Ruler's Spear. Traits. Air quotes. Very powerful. Good for physical attacks. Magic. Lightning Strife. Blue balls of light circle the wielder's body, devastating the enemy. Alright, that sounds like an interesting spell. Perhaps this spell can save this weapon? Alright, let's see if this Monk's Spade is worth... let's see if this Monk's Spade is worth our time. Well, that certainly looks cool, but it I wouldn't say it's, like, awesome enough to keep this weapon going for us. Alright, 2 balls, I think I see the trend here. And we still haven't killed them. Alright, what about at level 3? Can we kill this group of enemies at level 3? Oh, and you can move around. I didn't realize that. That probably would have been some important information to have. Alright, let's get as many guys as we can around. I'm going to activate the spell, and then we're going to run straight through them! One, 2, 3, whoa! That was cool. However, I don't know if it's enough to save this weapon. I guess I'll let you guys decide. I mean, after all, you're the one playing and deciding if you want to use this weapon or not. Personally, I wouldn't, but that's just me. But let's go on to our last weapon, I believe. Okay, and our very last spear to cover is the Tower of Warning. Those of you with a very good eye will notice that this is Leonard's weapon from Drakengard 1. We never got to use it unless we summoned Leonard into battle, so it doesn't have a weapon story per se. It's part of the... well, it doesn't have a weapon story from Drakengard 1. It is part of the former hero set, as you would imagine, and it was the second weapon of the former hero set we picked up. It has an attack power of 75 and a guard break of 112. Not bad, but I've already shown spears that were stronger at their level 1. Let's see its ability and see if it holds up to the others. Carried by a fairy's pact partner. Traits: breaks the enemy guard. Magic: voice of Odhumla. Arrows of lightning seek out and destroy the enemies. Not sure who Odhumla is. Should probably research that before I upload this, and I more than likely put a caption on the screen somewhere. I'll give that some time to be read. That should be enough time. Alright, now let's see it at level 4. Okay, and as you can see, it does get a decent increase, Tower of Warning, with an attack power of 110 and a guard break of 165. The Tower of Warning is actually the second strongest spear in the game. However, you would have Calamitous Stance before you get Tower of Warning, if I'm not mistaken. And even if you don't, you can't use these spears until you get Eris at Chapter 11. And you'll, by that time, probably have Calamitous Stance. I don't know if it's worth using this. Let's see if the voice of Odhumla is worth the time of getting it. Okay, level 1. Well, that was kind of blah. Level 2? Alright, that was definitely more significant, but nothing I'd write home about. Yeah, let's keep using these guys. Level 3! You know what it kind of reminds me of? Leonard's magic spell from Drakengard 1. Except that one was more focused, if I'm not mistaken, and there was a ball of light that also accompanied the things flying around. Alright, level 4! Cool, but no, I would definitely say this one is not worth your time if you can get Calamitous Dance, which you obviously could. But with that, that ends this episode of Draco's Weapon Corner. See you guys next time you come around the corner.